the Vimanas of ancient India, there was a major effort of the Germans to incorporate elements of the Eastern cultures and traditions and information. I mean, these caves in Tibet are full to the top of information. The monks can just hardly keep up with it. They are basically preserving it for posterity without being able to go into the voluminous volumes waiting there.
I was just thinking, I was trying to remember there was the name of another fella, Hans Herbiger, with his Welt Eislehre, his strange fire and ice, yeah, very strange viewpoint of the universe, the universal cosmogony, and I believe this guy was a crazy man. He wanted to push out all Judeo-Christian science, as they called it, and put their magic universe reality in its place.
Well, according to the Harbinson author of the Genesis book, Hans Hebriger is the inspirer of the whole German drive to the South Pole. The fire and ice, the aurora borealis and the eternal ice of the South Pole would toughen the new soul of the new Supermensch. And this was one of the ideological underpinnings for their massive drive in 37, 38, when they started building their underground colony there.
Well, now, where did Herbiger get this from? Did he channel this? Did this come to him? Was it divinely inspired? Because
no idea.
I get the impression the EVEs, the extra systemics, whatever we want to call them, they're giving us all this information now. And I feel that the same information was given to, Herbiger, and he distorted it somehow. It got kind of screwed up someplace because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you look at it in the light that he might have distorted what he was told, then it all makes sense, because now we're getting pretty much the same thing with better channels, better educated channels, and we're getting it straight. I mean, it's just a downpouring of information. We can't assimilate it fast enough, the stuff that's coming in. Not only technological, but social sciences, spiritual sciences. It's amazing. This thing that Hitler wanted for the Germans is coming to pass. I mean, the Greys have been picking up all these people, right? Been doing biogenetic experiments with them. But they select the ones they want. And they're selected ahead. And according to several points of view, like from the Bashar characters, the Sasani. Now they claim, this guy over here, they claim that they are the human race 300 years in the future, that this is what we're going to look like. So I got to thinking the other day, you know, maybe Hitler's dream has become realized. But they didn't pick just the Germans, they picked all over the globe, they picked the people they wanted.
Well, probably the Germans were the small model for this genetic mutation. The 1,000-year Reich of Germany is probably the same thing as the 1,000 points of light George Bush was talking about in the New World Order. According again to Anthony Hilder, who brought us the brilliant LP trilogy Illuminati CFR about 15 years ago, Hitler wrote a second book, which you've probably guessed it correctly. The title of his second book, after the Mein Kampf book, the title of the second book is The New World Order. I have a feeling that all throughout the last 1 century, the Illuminati have been trying over and over again, under different colors of the skin, basically the same idea, the same principle, to create a brave new world order with the communists of the First International of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels about 100 years ago, with the Bolsheviks of Lenin's revolution, then with the fascists in Italy, with the Nazis in Germany, with the communists of Eastern Europe and Russia after the war, and finally with the New World Order boys of George Bush. This is the same idea over and over again, covered up behind different names in different nations. Not only the political structure of society, but also the coming under the surface projects for genetic manipulation, genetic upbringing of the human race, upgrading of the human race. And I don't think that what happened in Germany is an isolated phenomenon, and I don't think one iota in these constant rattlings about the threat from a Fourth Reich reoccupying the world, of the Fourth Reich penetrating the CIA. It's not that the Fourth Reich penetrated the CIA, it's simply that the highest echelons of the CIA have always been the best colleagues of the highest echelons of the Gestapo and the SS during the war. I mean, CIA was not created during the war, but the highest echelons of the American secret societies, of the Illuminati and beyond and above them, have been in the best of cooperations with the highest echelons of the Nazis and the Russians after the Cold War started. So back to these secret societies and the alien cultures. Any other references that you might have gotten about alien cultures taking part in this process? I also remember that we talked about Hitler. What were his ideas about the new race? If you can remember these references that we were talking about.
If I can remember.
Al, and because obviously this process goes on in the four corners of the globe. These are not isolated phenomena. All throughout centuries, secret religious cults, secret societies, hermetic schools of thought have been quietly in contact and cooperation, basically under the tutelage of subcontracting alien races, subcontracting for even higher levels of celestial management structures. And very often the seeming struggle between the different factions is just the built-in gradient of difficulty, but basically the two factions serve the same ends. It was not the communists and the Nazis battling each other in the Second World War, as Anthony Hilder calls them, the communazis. It's basically the left hand of this secret terrestrial government, global government, battling the right hand, battling in quotes. And through this quote battle, they were furthering the interests of the secret illuminated elite.
Well, down through the ages, I suppose, with all these various secret societies, such as the Golden Dawn, there's been talk about meetings with demons, because, you know, this was a very superstitious age in the 1700s, 1800s. Science hadn't quite come in real strong yet. And, well, for example, there was a fellow, Samuel Mathers, who was the founder of the Golden Dawn. And he claimed to have had communication with these unknown supermen and to have established contact with them. And he wrote it in his manifesto addressed to the members of the secret order in 1896, which is quite revealing, because demons or spacemen or guys from under the earth, I mean, you know, there was somebody there that they communicated with that grabbed their attention. I mean, they were very impressed with them, evidently. They must have had powers that man doesn't possess.
Obviously, man, this is the part of the game. Actually, this is how the game is played. You materialize down among the Earthlings, do a few tricks, and they would follow you till the end of their life.